Are you guys stupid? Teddy, our boy. Let's not forget that.
Teddy Ruxpin.
Teddy Ruxpin himself, he's survived past the ages. I love the Teddo. I got to say, it's going to be him. Let's get straight into this game. My good friend Charmer, Mr. No Armor.
Why do I have no armor?
Because wolves don't need it, baby. You're a goddamn alpha wolf, baby.
I'm not going to howl for you, though.
Jeez.
Okay. So, Teddy leading off with the mono blue list. Stormlike on the red-green ramp list that runs Omni Knight.
Yes. Omni Knight.
With no emissary.
Omni Knight with no reason to run Omni Knight. And there goes the
3
barn.
Thunderhide Alphas.
That's right.
Because they need to be healed.
One more time.
So that was a first turn at any cost, just to trade into the Legion Commander, potentially slow things down. Well, how do you feel about that?
That was a fine play, whatever. I just still don't understand. Why do you have Omni Knight if your goal isn't to have a bunch of creeps get buffed up by something later? He's literally worthless.
I mean, I think that people play it because of the body, right? Like, a 512 is decent stats, but it doesn't really bring anything else to the table. The heal doesn't feel great. It's not helping your creeps push like Lycan does. At least Savage Wolf is something that can be used defensively as a blocker.
Yes.
Whereas the heal here,
even
not that great.
Even Abaddon can put on a shield against Time of Triumph creeps. He even has a use in the current meta. I just don't understand the Omni Knight, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Here we are, and we're going to have to deal with it. So Stars Align already have with a Salamene and a Thunderhide Alpha.
Yes, that is...
Charmer, get a little excited. Charmer.
Exciting.
Charmer, I want you to look at this Thunder Boy right here. Do you see him protecting those little babies?
I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah?
All right. I wasn't excited before, but I am very excited now.
Oh, I can feel it, Charmer.
Just not vocally.
Okay. Just look at the babies.
We're gonna cycle the cunning plan. Just look at the baby packs. This is what I learned from SunsFan yesterday, right? Those are baby packs.
Well, SunsFan is an idiot. He said that the creep is not in Dota when it literally is an ancient creep, one of the most important creeps in the entire game. The guy's a moron. He plays this game every day, and he doesn't even recognize one of the most important facets. But anyway, we got stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Prey on the Week.
Teddy gets a really good Prey on the Week here for 4 dogs, catches an arrow, so it also trades with one, and that's actually a lot of value there. And the mono blue deck likes to go wide to get that chip damage in. Omni Knight's not going to do anything to slow that down, so...
What the hell is this? This is a Time of Triumph instead of the Thunderhide Alpha?
We are not going to see a dinosaur. No Godzilla coming.
What?
No Thunder Chad, as the Vin Kelsier fans like to call it. This will 100%, if you see 4 heroes in a lane, this will 100% be a Time of Triumph.
Why do I see 4 heroes in a lane right now? I guess it's because, you know, it's before level 6. He has no chance to Annihilation, which would have been the most funny Annihilation in the history of the tournament.
Yeah, there's no chance for Annihilation here. At any cost is not going to be enough to stop this. And because the Blink Dagger is already on this Bristleback after the time, if you want.
Look at his broken face, Charmer. He knows it's coming, and there's nothing Teddy can do.
He knows now.
He knows what? You see 4 heroes. You know what's coming. Oh, Teddy. What are you going to do?
Speaking of faces, look how happy Stormlike looks right now.
He's almost as ecstatic as you are.
Yeah.
You guys can make a boy band called, you know, We Don't Give a Shit About Anything. It'd be great.
Yeah, our big single hit is going to be We're Dead Inside.
Yeah, that actually sounds less like a boy band and more like, I don't know, a Slipknot album. I like it. Yeah, heavy metal Charmer.
All right.
That could be your breakout single. Sad, all right. But anyway.
Sad, all right.
So, Time of Triumph is going to come out.
Time of Triumph, there we go. Finally plays it so we can go back to having something to talk about because we knew that was coming. It was inevitable.
And 32.
And, Teddy, it's only 5 mana here. Maybe you play Ignite. Maybe you just cycle this Compel because you need to find an answer.
Man, it would be hype if he had a blue hero coming out. He could play Arcane Assault because he's probably not going to blink out the Bristleback. He's doing lethal.
Yeah, no, you want to get the lethal here, I believe, and then you can blink out Bristle next turn.
Right.
You're also going to gain some gold here because you're going to kill these heroes. And when you kill these, well, interesting. You're not going to kill these heroes
Wow,
now.
he didn't do that. I apologize. So Teddy does manage to make himself
uses
a
the
little
compel
bit.
to keep the ogre alive.
But why
setting
keep
up,
him?
Well, because you want to keep that there for an annihilation the next turn. You have no heroes deploying.
Oh my god.
Right? So the only way you can annihilate here next turn, if you're trying to stall.
Charmer. You're a flippin' genius.
Yeah, so here's the problem with that, though.
What's that?
Why annihilate next turn? You're going to lose the tower. You want to strand these here.
Damn, Charmer. You're a double genius. You convinced me and then you took it all away. Genius. Anyway.
All right, so this tower does go down. Next turn, Legion Commander is going to be able to be deployed. And you'll have that blink on the bristle. So Stormlike likely thinking ahead, where do I want to pressure next? Could be that third lane where the Omni Knight already is. Could decide to come here and fight with this Canna because it's all by itself.
Now, let us talk about that annihilation, though, for a moment, though. I think there is value in making sure that that bristleback can't blink and you do knock out those heroes. I know it's not what you want. You want to keep them in there, but
I mean,
isn't
there's
that
value. There's value if you can capitalize on that window of opportunity you create.
I see.
But blue doesn't really capitalize on that until the late game, until after you can start setting up your Thunder Gods, after you get to where you want to start casting Bolt of Damocles. We are a long ways away from that point, so not looking likely.
Well, you know, not looking likely, but with that Arcane Assault there, he did make sure that he had initiative, and Teddy might do the play. I mean, 32 damage is significant.
Everything that Teddy's done up until this point is suggesting that we will see an annihilation here. I'm just not necessarily sold on the need, unless you are worried about losing to an Ancient.
Yep. And I don't think that's too much of a concern for a little bit. I don't think he has any other choices, though, really. Well, he did have a choice. Let those two creeps, those two blue heroes die, and they'll be back next round.
Yeah, or at a minimum, you could have let one of them die. And if you let one of them die, then you would have one redeploying the following round. Because now you're going to lose both of these, and you have to wait even longer to get another blue hero redeploy.
I'm not sure they could let one of them die because of that cleave damage from Bristle. So had to compel off of that ogre to save both of them. They couldn't just choose one. And maybe, my friend, that's the real reason, is because they want to die together.
That could be.
Although they would have anyway, but whatever. So, 8 mana here. Ah, yikes. And now we have the opportunity for a Thunderhide Alpha after this as well. In this lane. But I think it's his only play. It's not a good play, as we discussed. Now those guys have free roam to go into other lanes, but he could close it out right here, buddy. Dimensional Portal, Agnum Sanctum, at any cost, not going to be useful. If he did have Ogre Creep Tosser, would have been hype. But there are no red heroes in this deck, so that would have been a massive
so we do
mistake.
see the Sanctum come down. This is likely going to refresh into a portal if you want to pressure this.
Yeah.
And I think you do.
Of course.
Because you know, again, that you have this window of opportunity. You know those heroes are going to come back. And when they do, all that cleave damage could clean this up.
This suits me.
And we're going to take a look at this lane. No,
All right,
Kana,
so there is the portal.
Come to my army.
All right, so 16 damage. We only have 10 left, so that is nice, and it is hard to get rid of all that damage here. In this lane, though, that Legion Commander being able to escape absolutely decimates any hope. And it is up to a solo Kana to see what she can make happen here. Whew.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, not a lot.
Well.
I mean, you have a Blink Dagger, right?
Yes.
And right now you have a Mystic Flare and an Eclipse. Unfortunately, neither of those are super impressive right now, so you need to draw something better if you want that Canada to buy you more time.
Another Eclipse not going to be
helpful.
helpful.
Another Eclipse and an Ignite.
Ugh. All right, but hear me out, though. We do have Thunder God's Wrath. So you get Thunder God's Wrath, you can blink, pray to God you don't die, and then Eclipse.
Yeah, the problem... Well, all right, so that's exactly what we're going to see. We see the Thunder Gods, which does take out the Omni Knight.
Yeah.
See the Sanctum.
Not sure why we use that Sanctum, just an
Just
Ignite
to play
damage.
the Ignite?
2 more. That's going to help with the Eclipse there. The Eclipse charges not too much. 5 is, it's good. If she doesn't die now, if this person did have an Insta-Kill card, which very lucky that we did not see that. The initiative is lost. A duel would have closed out this game.
A duel, a Berserker's Call.
And luckily enough, Teddy has a chance here. But the big boys are coming next round.
Now, we could see a Spring the Trap, which would put a lot of health on the board.
Yeah.
That might allow Eclipse to not hit this Legion Commander twice.
What about Mystic Flare? Yeah, that would also cancel that out as well. Too much
Yeah,
damage.
Mystic Flare is not going to be enough because of the 5 armor on Legion Commander. Spring the Trap would put a Centaur on the other side.
All right.
Yeah.
Gotta
So
pray.
now, yeah, it's exactly that. You're just praying that Legion Commander does not take 2 shots from this Eclipse. And wow! Not even a moment of suspense. Just straight annihilates
Hell yeah.
Eclipses. I see, this is a problem. There are terms that I want to use that are terms of actual cards. I got in trouble with this the other day when I was saying pick off when I meant assassinate, because that's just a natural term you use. And I want to say, like, hey, that hero got annihilated, but annihilation's an actual card.
It does exist.
Listen, Valve, stop naming cards really generic terms that I want to use in my natural vocabulary.
Absolutely. Well, I've got some good news and some bad news. We do see 2 heroes being deployed in that first lane, but a Blink Dagger is available. These are Time of Triumph heroes, so we're definitely going to see something get played here, and then they're going to leave. Luna, though, is played in this first lane to try to do something. If he does draw an Eclipse, this is actually, Annihilation. This could potentially be pretty intense.
Here's why I love this deployment.
Yeah.
You have a Blink Dagger on Bristle. You have a Blink Dagger available for the tree, so you don't really lose much other than initiative by playing them here. But if you want, you can drop a Thunderhide Alpha here and then leave this lane and make them have to answer the Thunderhide or lose an Ancient. So you're essentially forcing them to come here and commit resources on a lane that you're just going to abandon anyway. You're just going to drop a 25-25 and then jet.
I also love Teddy's idea to put a hero here as well, though. He does not have Annihilation, but the threat of it is enough to, you know, scare this out a little bit. Make him a little spooked to have to play a card here. He is actually going to blink first before anything happens, just in case there's Annihilation. But however, he might even be scared to put down an Alpha here. Because if he puts down Alpha and he gets annihilated...
if I'm Stormlike, I've got 2 in my hand. So, you know, what's the harm?
I mean, he's definitely taking his time here. He's going to put on a cloak to see if that Annihilation is going to come out or not. We do have Cunning Plan, which will allow 1 more card draw. Can you actually play that? Actually, no. Because you need 2 creeps, don't you?
Well, I mean, it is highlighted.
It does highlight, but I think you have to swap with a neighbor. You can't swap with yourself. So it glows and it can't goes.
Hourglass comes down. Both these players are just kind of stalling, waiting for the other one to do whatever it is they came here to do.
Yep, this guy is on board.
Yeah, Stormlake says, all right, let's drop this big creep, this absolute unit.
Yes, and Luna will have to face that unit. I was going to say something else. She will have to face it in combat, in fact. And there we go.
All right, so Dimensional Portal
Does that
comes
need to
down.
be used here? That's, I guess you use Arcane Assault.
Well, what I'm thinking here is that if you're trying to just block this Thunderhide, right?
Yeah.
Playing Dimensional Portal makes it so the Thunderhide might catch some arrows.
And we could Cunning Plan now, too.
And you can Cunning Plan to keep the Luna alive. There is some reasoning for this Dimensional Portal. I can feel it.
I believe so. I mean, it does open up some options. You can always Arcane Assault if you really want that initiation, but there's the blink.
Yeah, we kind of expected this because Omni Knight is still at the fountain, and this means you want to move the tree because you want to give yourself the option of playing a second Thunderhide Alpha this turn.
Yep. That is very
Still
strong.
no Annihilation in hand for Teddy.
Does have an Agnum Sanctum, though, so that is rough. That we don't have that Annihilation, buying a little bit more time, but he will be able to play.
Plays the Blink Dagger, but opts to just leave the tree there.
Interesting play, but I mean, the third lane is looking pretty darn good already, have to say. So Agnum Sanctum, as I said before, is going to be played, probably followed up by the Arcane Assault for 1 more chance for Annihilation. Do we get it? No.
No, but we find a bolt. We do find a bolt.
That could be okay.
That could be very, very good if you can just stall, because this lane right here is already below 20 health. You've already taken that middle lane. So if Teddy can just find a way to not die for the next couple of turns. And I understand that's a tall order, but if you can pull it off, Teddy could just steal a victory with that bull.
And let's talk about Storm's terrible hand here. Still no duel. Still no a Berserker's Call. And he has all 3 still in the deck. He never drew it. He drew 1 Berserker's Call.
Oh, but that smash their defenses reduces the ability to refresh that Sanctum to 0. It is gone. It is not available, and now Teddy has no follow-up plays. Going to lose at least these 2 heroes.
Just what I needed.
Yeah.
We might see a Viscous Nasal Goo.
Viscous Nasal Goo?
Yeah, halfway through saying that out loud, I went, in my head, don't say vicious, because that's all Slack says, and then I messed up the second half, so.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Gonna be very close here on the Skywrath if that goo gets applied. Any other options there? Let's take a look. Exiles, Traveler's Cloak. Nah, that looks like that's about right for me, my friend.
Yeah, the Exiles could get played and pumped, potentially.
I like your thought process there. Could get a kill here on the Skywrath Mage with that pump.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's huge. Galash, in fact. Oh,
just
no.
like that.
Very
It
close.
is going to be very, very close. Skywrath going to survive. There's nothing additional available to Stormlike, but...
Wow, 1 HP. 1 HP to try to have the last hero in this lane. The desperate attempt by Skywrath Mage to hold on to the unholdable. This is getting crazy. But I do have one announcement for you. 2 Prey on the Weeks there. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's,
only 13 damage.
That's great for putting a bunch of bodies in the way. Wow, I was going to say, why is Omni Knight going to that first lane? What is going on? I know this is the last series of the day, but...
Yeah. It could have been a game-losing mistake to not move that Treant Protector. That would have been another Time of Triumph hero with the cleave to be able to knock out that Skywrath Mage. So, could have potentially been game-losing not moving that Treant. We do know that having that pressure is important in that first lane, in a way, but if we draw
looking at this
Annihilation
deployment,
here,
Stormlike put Legion Commander in the second lane.
Why is that?
Now, this does 2 things for you. First, it enables you to potentially play Spring the Trap, or if you're afraid of something like a double Thunder God's Wrath, because the Sanctum is in that middle lane for Teddy here, you could repeat what you did in that third lane a little bit ago and smash their defenses after they've spent their mana before they can refresh with a Sanctum. So Legion Commander going to that middle lane for either a Spring the Trap or some disruption. And we see 2 dinosaurs come down.
This is just 2 big old T-Rexes about to go ham on Jurassic Park once these 2 heroes and
Now,
creep.
At this point, I feel like the tree has to move.
He has to.
Right? Like, the 25-25s are going to push this enough on their own. The extra 10 damage here, likely not going to make that much of a difference on trying to push the Ancient.
Luna could cunning plan here, but doesn't want to give up initiative.
No, initiative is really important, and no, the tree stays.
What? Why? But whatever. I trust the pro player knows. So here we are, still passing. Gotta have initiative in that last lane. Remember, we don't have any more initiative cards. Coming out for Teddy. And now Legion Commander most likely gonna spring the trap in that last lane, potentially spelling doom for Skywrath Mage. However, we got 2 Prey on the Weeks on that lane. And still, no duel, no Berserker's Call.
So, thinking back to
what a disaster.
Thinking back to that first lane, Stormlike is likely leaving that tree there as insurance, because the only way that Teddy doesn't lose this game right now is if they get an Annihilation for that third lane.
See.
So if they play the Annihilation, this would allow you on the following turn, right, to play that tree over to the right lane and then try to secure it.
Wow.
Meanwhile, you're just kind of casually pushing for an Ancient, but I think that Stormlike knew that Teddy was playing for initiative.
That is going to bite him in the ass here. This is a lot of damage coming out with a double Prey on the Week, though. Isn't enough. He's got to do something. He has nothing, though. He has literally nothing to do anything about that. 2 all seeing one's favor.
Yeah.
Great job there. Smash to the defense is nothing, and a nasal goo.
It's almost like if those all seeing one's favors were wolves, They could block some damage here, right? Soak a little bit.
Jesus. All right, I'm not good at math, but this very well could be lethal.
Teddy is stealing.
What?
Right out from underneath Stormlike.
You know, we told you maybe move the tree, and it looks like that might bite in the butt. And the time of triumph, the one that he needed. Oh my God! We have a tie, ladies and gentlemen. What a clutch!
And just like that, we have a tie. It's a good old tie of triumph. And
wow,
we went through all of that for a net zero, a nothing.
that was nothing.
We thought we were getting out of here early and getting some Ukrainian McDonald's, and the answer is no. We are going back and restarting the series from scratch.
I will take it. I will take that. That was so sick. You talked on that panel about showing that, you know, whatever it's called, the smash your defenses, draw an extra card. He said usually doesn't have that much value. Literally incredible RNG to close that one out. I love that game. Let's get back into it yet again, ladies and gents. You got a treat. It's another chance for that deck one more time. Could still see Lodestone Demolition, too. Very exciting.
We still could see Lodestone Demolition. Both players opting to stick with the decks that they used this last time around. Only thing that's changed is the side of the board. So we are now spectating Stormlike here.
That's right.
And Stormlike has Stars Align. Stormlike has Roseleaf Druid. And Thunderhide Alpha.
God, what a hype game. That was great. All right,
If we see maybe a pickup of another Stars Align, we could get an early Thunderhide that could come down pre-Annihilation. And Annihilation is like the only good way that Blue has to deal with Thunderhide. So we know we talked a bit about this when Vin was playing. Thunderhide is a great, great tool against Blue because their options to get rid of it are very limited.
Yeah, but the blocking is a little easy, too. You got a couple ways to block out that Thunderhide, as we saw. Just one dimensional portal.
But every time you have to spend a resource to do it, right? If you're spending your dimensional portals to block every turn, it doesn't really feel great.
Oh, man. All right, so here we go. Let's talk about this match now. Roseleaf Druid is out, Stars Line, and another Thunderhide. Could be seeing something pretty hype here.
And
as next round, that Thunderhide's available if we don't see a Celemania. If we do, Thunderhide's ready to go now. I believe. Not a doctor.
All right, so Canna coming down because, you know, we've talked about this a bit throughout the tournament.
Woo!
Blue likes to get control of this first lane. You know, you want to be able to play your Sanctums here. You want to set up great Thunder, God's Wrath openers and things like that. So down the line, it's important to have a presence here. But we see some ramp.
That is looking very nice.
We see some ramp available.
The Dire has need of you.
All right. Coming out there. The goal, I'll just call it right there. Go is grabbed. And that last lane might be looking real sexy here. Or, excuse me, middle lane.
Yeah. Now, the unfortunate thing is there's no Time of Triumph here. There's no Emissary because they opted to run Thunderhide Alpha instead of it. And the Stars Align, while it can take you to 8, not getting it done quite yet.
Yeah. Don't really feel good about putting Roseleaf Druid down here as well because you already know that you're going to get that 9 next time.
Yes.
But why not? Maybe time to trick a little bit.
One of the reasons that I like this play is that Thunderhide will hit the opposing tower if there's nothing in front of it, right? So by widening your board, you increase the chance you can play it into an open slot as opposed to into an enemy hero or creep.
Mm-hmm.
So this is okay.
I'll take it, for sure. Opening up that wideness, getting that Thunderhide ready to roll as we get ready next round to see that bad boy most likely coming out.
Is that a strategy that you endorse?
What?
Opening up that wideness?
Opening
that
up
was a very
that
specific
wideness
phrase.
and letting that thunder come in. Absolutely.
All right.
X.
X going to go to this first lane because you need to wrestle control away from the Canna.
This is the dream. Why not put 2 blue heroes here? Luna's only got 2 HP, you know? Times are looking pretty risky.
Well,
you know something's coming.
I mean, you could put another blue hero there, but you know that you're going to be able to play Zeus the following turn. So even if this Luna dies and your plan is to just annihilate whatever happens there, then Zeus can get that done for you.
Could be seeing something like that. What
All
are we
seeing
doing
one's
here?
favor,
Yeah,
maybe?
it's great. Yeah, let's heal everybody up. Wow.
Yeah. Maybe an active from Omni Knight as well. It's very important.
Wow. Getting that Omni Knight healed up.
You play this
wow.
hero for a reason. Let's use the cards.
I don't think we've
They're
ever
glowing.
seen one of those used well. They are glowing. We're going to Fountain Flask.
Hey, look, healing. We're prophets.
Woo!
you have all seeing one's favor to heal. You have an activation to heal, but you
Oh
instead
my God.
go with the item.
Just go with it. Just go. Just play anything here. Stormy's taking down his time here as he's taking some real thoughts. But, yeah. Really thinking about this play. It's going to be a heal.
There is the heal.
That's great, Shower. You sound almost as excited as I am. That's really great.
And they all seeing what's
Hey!
We are prophets.
God, we
called it all.
Really great
It
job.
was necessary. It needed to be done. All right, so now we get to the exciting lane. We can be a little bit
Ooh,
more hyped.
early compel. Time of Triumph was casted, by the way. We didn't really get to talk about that. Knocked up, level 8, gonna go down, and you get an alpha next time. Don't even have to waste Stars Align.
I'm going to be honest. I'm a little surprised that they opted for Time of Triumph here instead of the alpha because the mana has already been used by Teddy. You know there's going to be no answer to that alpha. If you play the alpha this turn, if you Stars Align into the alpha, it's a 100% like 25 shot to the tower, and it's going to force an annihilation the following turn.
That's honestly insane. And not only that, but we blink out the Treant Protector. That could have casted the alpha next time. So very interesting play there. You could have blinked out Legion Commander and got basically the same effect in this lane. Am I wrong?
Well, I mean, that's the thing about Artifact. There's an awful lot of lines of play.
Yep.
There's no, oftentimes there's no like perfect way to do things. There's options, there's choices.
Yeah, there's a lot of choices being made.
Like, for example, one
Yeah.
of the choices that you can choose is to play Omni Knight and heal a bunch.
You can
play
also
All Seeing One's
choose
Favor.
to never move your Treant Protector out of lane 1, despite it being Time of Triumph. There are a lot of choices that can be made. But we're not here to judge choices. We're simply here to commentate. So let us commentate and see what we get out of this Thunderhide Alpha that could have been played, but now must wait.
All right, so Zeus goes to the third lane, which means Legion Commander is on her own in that middle lane. Maybe that was the strategy all along.
Could have been. We leaving the Legion Commander in the middle lane to chill out for a bit and wait for her Blink Dagger, which she will get this round and be able to move along. Meanwhile, in this lane, couple options here for you. You could play an Annihilation. That sounds real dumb. You could at any cost, but then you lose all your creeps. Probably going to be going for Sanctum Foresight on this one, buddy.
Yeah, a Sanctum is an option, but if you're worried about smash their defenses, right? And you kind of felt the pain of that last time. That's a risky move.
Sure.
My power only grows.
Plays the Sanctum anyway.
Smash the defenses is at the go here.
Yes.
And it will be taken out. So couldn't have known that. You know, we smirk, we laugh, and that is a Celamanic coming out there, which is another great rampy card. Ooh, man, this is looking pretty intense.
Yeah,
here.
that looks enticing. I think we actually might see an Unearthed Secrets, and there it is.
Bro, do you blink Omni Knight to the mid lane, then play Celamani, and then you can do Alpha in the last lane?
I mean, you could have, but instead you opted to play Unearthed Secrets.
No, right now you could blink Omni Knight into the mid, then play Celamani in lane 3, then summon the Alpha.
Oh, yeah, but we know that we don't blink our green heroes out of that first lane.
That is true. That's
absolutely just not allowed.
We don't play that game around here. Still waiting to get damage on that tower.
So, as much as we joke about it, there's something I want to point out about keeping Omni Knight in that first lane and playing All Seeing One's Favor, right? If you're playing against Kana, Kana is routinely putting 2 melee creeps in whatever lane she's in, and that's how you kind of slowly take over a lane, right? But if you have All Seeing One's Favor on a green hero in the Kana lane, your melee creeps just don't die. They'll trade with the Kana creeps over time, and that's why we see right now that the Kana lane has not a lot of presence.
Yeah, that's a really great point. And as of course, I didn't think about, excuse me, playing around Annihilation. Just getting that Thunderhide Alpha in that lane with the blue hero would have gotten that Alpha annihilated. No net gain. You lose the Omni Knight, you lose the lane, and that's why this guy's a pro player and I'm just a dumbass up here. So good on him. And that is a really cool point. I am never going to forget that. Omni Knight, pretty good against Kana.
Yeah, it's not terrible, turns out.
That's great. Duel available here. Can insta-knock out that Luna if needed. Or the Kana. I think you definitely go for the Luna because now the creeps are kind of working against you.
Yeah, if anything, Kana's kind of stranded here. So if you want to take out the Luna, you could. We could also see just Stars Align into a Thunderhide Alpha, maybe.
Seems like a risky play here.
I mean, why else would you go to 9?
I don't know.
I mean, it's a risky play, but they just used one Annihilation, and if you force them to use a second one, then they're pretty deep into their resources at that point, right? And you've already played a Time of Triumph successfully, so...
Yeah, really like where your head's at right there. Forcing this Annihilation to be drawn out here with the threat of that 9 is pretty crazy. But with the Agnum Sanctum, you're assuming, well, I can't get rid of that anyway. And we're actually going to play the Horn. I mean, the Alpha.
So the absolute unit coming down.
Huh.
That's a 25-25.
Huh.
Threatening a lot of damage in this first lane.
Okay. Well, there you go. So we're actually going to see a Compel here. And a refresh, and I would have to assume an easy Annihilation. And no more mana means that that's out of here. You could have put a Blink Dagger on a hero and potentially moved that one to get out, but instead we're just going to see what happens. Storm says, go ahead and annihilate. I don't care. Show me what you got.
So, you know, again, like you lose this Thunderhide Alpha and you lose all of this lane presence, but you have now forced a second Annihilation out of your opponent. And with only one left, you have a lot of tools at your disposal to continue to try to push. Now, that is a very important Blink Dagger because if you're going to use Annihilation, and let's be honest, that's what's going to happen, being able to move Luna out is important.
Also, the counter Blink, though, as well. She has to use a move to get Luna out, and that will allow Omni Knight to escape. So he's basically just daring her to do it, and he will make it out as well.
Yeah, it's kind of a tough call by Teddy here, right?
No, you annihilate no matter what. If you don't, you lose the game. But I will say,
no, but I mean, like, do you annihilate with the Luna here just to trap the Omni Knight, or do you move your Luna knowing Omni Knight's going to follow?
Yeah, that is a tougher call, but I think just let the Omni Knight come and then you play the
That was an unfortunate landing, however, for that Luna.
That's not good.
Luna is now about to be very acquainted with a buff Legion Commander.
Yikes.
That Legion Commander has hit the gym, has been working out.
I mean, I get the idea, though. You want to try to save that
and,
lethal.
Omni Knight actually choosing to avoid where the Luna went.
Wow. Don't blame that at all. I mean, it could have potentially another Annihilation. We do see enough magic, but only dueling one hero in that next lane wouldn't do it if that's another Annihilation to try to save that 8 damage. So gotta say that's not the worst move in the world. Making sure that 2 heroes don't get taken out here. Don't see much use from Teddy. I mean, Teddy, you gotta annihilate here, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, this, in my opinion, has to be an Annihilation because you cannot risk to take this much damage on this tower.
Yeah.
That is an awful lot of damage. And then if you do take this much damage, you still... Oh. All right, well.
Okay.
So you're going to take this much damage, and this Thunderhead's still here next turn.
But you do get to annihilate next time, so you get to save that tower a little bit. But
I mean, you maybe get to annihilate next turn. If you don't have initiative, this enough magic's just going to finish it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Although this enough magic might get played next round, or next lane. Little scared, though.
So no annihilation. Despite all of that jockeying, everything pointing to I'm going to use annihilation, Teddy decides to hang on to it.
Yeah. I mean, he's got to say, okay, didn't use annihilation in that first lane. Maybe trying to save this lane with annihilation. I think your Storm, you play this enough magic. You just cut that out.
Well, I'm a big fan of maybe duel here.
You think so, but you still get annihilated.
But if you annihilate here, then you're not getting annihilated in that first lane.
Could have 3 of them, buddy.
Well, then you're all out. And that's still really good for you. Any way you look at it, right? Like those are things that you are okay with, I think, if you're Stormlike. So this duel does threaten to just take this tower down.
Mm-hmm. And so now you really have to annihilate. Now, we said it was 100% in the last lane. You got to annihilate. You got to annihilate here? Or
I don't
do
think
just
that you can afford to
goes?
because you don't have a good way to deal with that Thunderhide Alpha in the first lane.
Yeah. Okay. You just let it go.
You let this one go.
Fight through the pain
Wow,
there.
takes the initiative back.
That's got to hurt.
Yeah. But it's a great play because of the enough magic.
Mm-hmm. That is very true. You don't touch the board in lane 3.
No, absolutely not.
You let whatever happens.
You play the fight through the pain here because you don't have the red hero in lane 3, so you know that it has to be done. And Teddy knows something's up. So using this to cycle and trying to find an Arcane Assault.
Teddy didn't do much, even though he knew he was up. Don't forget, still have Annihilation. So he could have annihilated because he knows that he has initiative. He knows something's up in that first lane. He knows this tower's probably going to go down.
Oh, there's no probably. Teddy did not find Arcane Assault, has no way to get initiative back. Stormlike played that fight through a pain for a reason. I have all the confidence that he's going to just pass in this lane 3, and enough magic is likely going to finish this off. The only thing that can get Teddy, a glimmer of hope here is random creep spawns in front of that absolute unit.
Yep, that would be
because then enough magic will potentially not be enough damage.
You also have a Zeus to help that out too. So Richard, if you're watching, 2 creeps to lane 1, please, with the Zeus, if you don't mind, so we can continue this game.
Yeah, you need a creep in front of the Alpha. You need at least another creep in front of the Axe.
Oh, sweet Muskie. Ladies and gentlemen, drum roll, please. Charmer.
All right, Stormlike, though, very wisely. And that's it. Yeah, enough magic's coming down, and Stormlike is going to take this.
All right, Teddy. Your luck has been with you very far, much so this, whatever. Just hit the fucking button.
There it is.
There it is. All right.
We seen it with Vin, and now we see it with this deck, right? These 25-25s that were kind of thought to be a meme are very effective against blue decks.
Potentially, that is correct. You have a lot of ways to try to draw out those big plays. Got to get those annihilations out to prevent that damage, and blue decks don't like to be forced, all right?
No,
They're magic.
They want to be the ones in control, and they don't want to have to scramble, respond too much.
Man.
These dinosaurs are getting it done. One thing to note, though, is unlike Vin's deck, this one does not have Rix.
Yeah.
And I know we were kind of saying, like, well, Rix is a bit of a meme, but after I was talking with Vin, it actually turns out that the reason that he plays Rix as the 1 green hero is because if your opponent annihilates, Rix comes immediately back and it's an empty lane, and then you can play the 25-25 again.
Of course.
For a second annihilation. So there was actually a reason that it was Rix. It wasn't just for fun in games.
I absolutely believe it. I mean, Blue's entire deal is killing off those heroes and resetting at the same time with them and killing them again. So Rix certainly does cause a problem. We are seeing something strange with these dinosaurs. This time, though, a weaker version of Vin's deck, but works all the same. And so the time will come yet again. The match is gonna get ready. Of course, I think the guys might be taking a wee little break. So let's talk a little bit more about what we're going to see next.
All right.
One of our boys can't use the same deck this time. No more dinosaurs, my
yes.
friend.
That is correct. So Stormlike won with that list, and that means we're going to see maybe Lodestone Demolition.
If there is ever a time, ever a place where this Lodestone can finally be played, the time is now. We're back into the game.
Well, we do get blessed with Trebuchet again.
That is right. Trebuchet is very strong. You know what really upsets me about this deck? Can I go off on a tangent?
Sure.
How are you going to have Trebuchet and not start off with a black hero? You are losing. The coolest part of that deck is the triple level 1 Trebuchet.
So, fun thing to note, Trebuchet and the Lodestone Demolition could, I can't believe I'm saying this out loud, could be relevant here because this is Teddy's blue-black gold gain deck, and it likes to get vestures, and it likes to play a lot of them. And Trebuchet does not care about your vesture.
That's true.
Lodestone Demolition says, go ahead, put a bunch of armor in a lane. I dare ya.
Are we doing this again?
Yes.
No. You're the second analyst that said this. That Vester cancels out the Lodestone. How many times do we have to go over this? It's got armor. Lodestone doesn't pierce.
But it does damage based on the armor in the lane. So there's going to be maybe more.
What?
Maybe more.
I see what you're saying.
No, hear me out.
You put down the Vester, then you nasal goo to take... No, because then you reduce the armor. I don't know what the fuck you're
maybe
talking
more.
about.
No, here's why. This
Okay.
is a deck that generates a lot of gold and likes to buy things maybe from the secret shop.
Yeah.
And it could be an armor item that's not Vester.
But you said Vester! Okay, we're going to move on. I'm going to let you off the hook on this one, buddy. So we see here that Luna is actually going to be gooed up instead of using the Trebbies. Not only do you miss out on round 1, you miss out on round 2. That's
Listen.
the only black hero.
In both my defense
Don't do
and the
this.
other analyst, right?
Don't do this.
No, I want to point this out.
Don't.
This might be the second time I've ever looked at this card.
Yeah.
So
That's the defense! I thought you were going to have some gigantic talk with me.
no, not at all.
Okay, thank you
All right,
so much.
so very good gank there, right? Stormlike, wow, okay, generates some gold and then uses it on an early mercenary activation.
Hey man, a kill's a kill in this deck. The more money, the more funny. That's a payday!
That is a massive payday, and you can see the response from Stormlike on the screen there. Not happy that Teddy, after that second round, is already up to 35 gold.
Don't worry about it though. We do have Lodestone, so
Yeah. 35
everything's
gold,
gonna be
depending on what
fine.
they found here, could be very, very bad because there's also and one for me already in hand for Teddy as well.
God, I love this deck. Finally, somebody using payday right, using this ramp up right. Anyway, we do see it. We've got ourselves the Vester of the title.
All right, maybe?
We
haven't
have
seen
it
the
100%.
purchase?
It's
Could-
there.
All right. Could have been a horn.
And another N1 for me. So there you go.
Wow.
That's 3 of them. 3 already on the board without even having to spend that
Well,
much money.
I mean, we have to wait a little bit because both the blue heroes are back at the fountain. They're on the bench.
Now, this is the last time to play Lodestone Demolition because the Vesters are coming out. They will have no use. Please do it. This is our last chance.
I mean, right now, unfortunately, there's still no use because
There's no armor, but just do it. I beg
we
you.
want to see the animation, right?
Okay, so Trebbies are actually, Tyler Estate is going to come out and then probably a Trebuchet, I would have to say, in this lane. Nice. Some knives there, taking out our boy Lich. Woo.
Yeah. That is...
Just do it. Just fucking do it. Please.
That is a great way to potentially get rid of a hero with Vesture. The problem, though, is that it's going to come right back. Rapid deployment is a very, very strong trait to have.
Yeah, our girl Legion Commander did not know that that was going to be there, and now gonna kill him if she duels, killing herself. Not really getting too much of a net here. 7 damages, looking pretty nice, but not nice enough, I'd have to say. So we're actually gonna pass. No Tyler Estate, no Trebuchets, even though they're available. I'm angry. Why is this happening?
Yeah,
Hipfire now available on that Tinker to take him out.
Yeah, that has got to be the plan of action here because it's not enough to get rid of the Legion, but it will take care of the Tinker. Generate some more gold for Teddy because why not?
Wow. We're already
Teddy
back
already
up
back
to
up to 26. And after another round of shopping, we might see Horn of the Alpha as a target for and one for me as well.
Okay, so there we go. Now we do finally see the Trebbies coming out. They have missed a total of 6 damage, could have been placed, but now we're finally going to see our first hit with those. And the money just continues to be made. A little bit of nice RNG there. Didn't hit the tower with the Bounty Hunter, so that's nice for him.
Yeah.
13 damage is pretty significant.
Yeah, Teddy gets the Janata proc, but not the arrow helping him out, so...
Might want to commit that hip fire, but let's go ahead and just use the gold
No,
mine.
Teddy's greedy. He wants this money.
He's a greedy boy. 33 gold.
He says, I want a Blink Dagger and I want a Horn.
Now, the joy of this item, of course,
Well, we
another
were close.
Vesture.
Yeah, Blink Dagger and another Vesture.
That means that 2 guaranteed Vesters plus 2 more with, and 1 for me if he so deems it necessary. He might be saving those for a Horn of the Alpha.
Yeah, he might save at least 1, right?
But, I mean, at this point, having all of those Vesters this early, I mean, this is just a disaster. How do you break through this bad boy? 2 Vesters cancel out Time of Triumph.
Not with Lodestone Demolition, apparently, because it doesn't deal piercing damage.
That's
how
right.
does that not deal piercing damage?
It is.
That feels like a design flaw.
Yeah. Hopefully.
It's demolition, right? Like, it's explosives. It should be a bunker buster.
That is true. Richard, if you're watching, please make it piercing and make it work for every unit in the lane, even your own units. Imagine the cool factor of that. Buff up your own unit's armor and then pile it on. Oh, shit. Black, red deck's even more popular.
Yeah, no, that sounds a little too much.
Don't do that, Richard, but at
Don't
least
do
make
that,
it
but
piercing
make it
for the love
piercing.
of God. So here we are. Yep, as I predicted, we're going to be putting a blue hero with that, just copying
Yep.
and literally...
And a blue hero in the other lane.
That's
so
right.
when
Another
we play
copy.
this other Vesture, right?
Dude, I think you copy all the Vesters. Literally, how do you hit the towers? Even a double Time of Triumph, even a Time of Triumph with 2 Vesters in the lane, the siege damage doesn't go through.
Yeah, and even if you're not worried about like the stall portion, just giving 4 heroes rapid deployment is the sort of thing that can win you a game, right? Like there's so much powerful stuff going on with Vesture between the armor on the hero, the armor on the tower, and the rapid deployment that I think taking 4 of them feels really, really good here.
Bro, I literally don't think you can win. Because unless your only opportunities are all of your duels and all of your Berserker's calls. Once those are gone, you literally cannot damage the tower.
All right, so and 1 for me went on the Vesture,
Yeah.
and Stormlike said, I do not want this Luna to wear said Vesture. Right?
For now.
Immediately dueled, said, no, sir. But unfortunately, there's still no damage being pushed because of the single Vesture there, right?
Bro, is my math right? With this deck, I literally think it's impossible for him to hurt
Oh yeah,
the
because
tower.
there's no Time of Triumph, so there is no like extra siege damage you
There
can
is
pile
nothing.
on.
If he gets a Vesture on all the heroes, he literally cannot damage the towers. The game is over.
Trebuchets.
Hold on, Travis. Wait, it's going to be a long night, boys.
Trebuchets and or just heroes, right? So like heroes hitting the tower above and beyond the armor that the Vestures provide. But this
Wow.
this went from a lane that it looked like Stormlike was ready to take to one that is got 6 armor on it.
Just in 1 for me on the last Vesture. Put in a 3rd hero, and this game is legitimately over.
There is an axe that isn't even touching this tower. All of the damage is coming from a 15-12 Mercenary Exile.
The Exile's the only unit that can do it.
Yeah.
Literally, there's 1 Mercenary's Exile in this entire deck.
Yes.
His only plan is to put money in the Mercenary's Exile.
Yes.
That's all he's got.
For the rest of the game, it's
That is
Trebuchets
it.
and Mercenary Exiles.
The 1 Mercenary Exile. These are going to be Mercenary Kings.
And 1 for me is, oh my gosh, played in multicast.
Are you kidding me right now?
So
That's 5.
That's
it's
all
over.
5.
It's over.
Unless you want to save like for the horn that you'll eventually get.
It is legitimately over. I do not know if he only has to survive 3 Berserker's calls and 3 duels, and he cannot damage. I am speechless. This is incredible.
You know, I very frequently say I'd rather be lucky than good, and Teddy is proving exactly why.
Holy
this
shit.
is a shellacking this game.
Teddy is the luckiest person I have ever met. Didn't he save himself with that top deck Time of Triumph last time as well? This entire series would be over if I'm remembering correctly.
I mean, there was the game that was a tie. It's all been a blur so far, right? We're in the last series of the day. We've already had a tie. It's all kind of blending together.
Holy Jesus. You know what? When Cortana chose Master Chief in Halo 3, she said, do you know why I chose you Master Chief? And he said no, and she said, because you're lucky. It's above all the other Spartans.
All right, so Stormlike recognizes that there is a potential path to victory here, but in order for that to happen, I have to get as much damage on this tower as possible
Oh, yeah.
right now.
TikTok.
And then use something like Chain Frost or Hipfire in that second lane to clear whatever's in front of my Mercenary Exiles. So there is actually a path to victory.
Okay. We have a chance here, but...
It's going to be slow, because right now this tower is only taking 5 damage despite an unblocked Bristleback.
Yeah, but time is running out. As soon as that Luna comes back, once that Vester gets on that Luna, you've got even more issues. You got to duel here and just do as much as you possibly can, right? I mean,
yeah.
Luna comes back.
I mean, the worst part is you could play Spring the Trap, and that's only 2 damage.
That is not... There's no way to win this game if Luna comes back and gets a Vester on her before some major damage is dealt. We've got... This is your last chance.
All right, so it saves the duel because they already have the positioning with Berserker's Call, so just casually pushes 20 damage in, and that is what is required. That is the path to victory. You have to push as much as you can there, and then here, if you clear out the creep that is in front of the Mercenary Exiles and they don't have an answer for it, you can get some more damage in. In fact, that would be enough to take this out even with the 6 armor. However, Teddy does have a Tyler Estate Sensor.
Let's see what happens next.
And the Chain Frost with that
So
gooiness is able to take out the Ogre Magi, and we do see a tower gonna be taken. Oh, my lord.
unfortunately, Tyler Estate Sensor comes down and says, no.
The Mercenaries! You're running out of time, Mercenary Exiles. We can just keep funneling money into those Mercenary Exiles, though. There is hope. Another payday for the Horns of the Alpha.
Every bit of damage here matters, though, for a couple of reasons, though, right? We joked a little bit about it, but Trebuchet, a lot more impact when your tower is low, right? That middle lane only has 3 health left. That first lane, 16, but already has 1 active Trebuchet there, so that's 8 turns.
Dude, it's
Not counting any extra damage.
It's a double Horn of the Alpha. We still have 2 and 1 for me.
Could we actually see a game where this many Vestures and 1 for me's were played and somebody still manages to lose?
There's no way. If that happens, we're gonna have to eliminate Teddy from the series. If he just loses this game.
I mean, he would be eliminated because if Stormlike wins, it's 2-0 at that point.
Well,
but I agree with you. That would be a well-deserved win if Stormlike can.
We're gonna have to ban him from WePlay. But Teddy in a unspeakable lead here, as 2 Horn of the Alphas can be put down, as well as 2 1 for me's, 4 Horn of the Alphas.
Now, here's the thing about Teddy's greed, right? Unless this Horn of the Alpha goes down on the Luna, the and 1 for me's might not give you the item you want. It is a random item on the hero. So he has to be very meticulous about his sequencing here.
Very meticulous.
Because you don't...
Oh, God, Teddy!
Because you don't need any more Vestures, right?
You can't. They're worthless. You literally cannot use them.
So, I mean, yeah, you already have 2 horns. That's probably enough. But in theory, if you wanted the horns as your copy, and again, you don't need more Vestures.
Oh, Teddy.
Your sequencing
Oh, Teddy.
should have went a little bit differently there.
Good. All right. We got a horn. Probably going to be blowing that horn and just letting him block up. Doesn't even matter. The siege damage is going to do wonders here. And yeah, just add in it for all whatever. Use your blue card and see. Hope you get more horns.
Yeah, Stormlake's probably thinking to myself, all right, how do I get any damage at all through? And the answer is I don't think you do. With only this duel, you cannot clear out this many heroes with Vestures on it.
I would be tilted beyond belief right now. I would not still be playing. Just go next, for the love of God. But we're Artifact players. We're not quitters. If we were quitters, we would have been gone a long time ago, baby. We're warriors. We're sticking around and seeing how this baby turns out.
All right, so Stormlake going to, all right, play the Legionnaire.
Hype!
And 1 for me, copies of Vesture. There it is.
Teddy! Teddy!
He still has another shot, right? There's another and 1 for me. We also still have Ogre here, so it might give a multicast.
God damn you, Teddy.
But this is the importance of sequencing, right? If you would have went in the other direction, the Horn of the Alpha would have put you out of duel range.
A little bit of damage here. the double Vester, though. That's going to open it up to 8. That's significant with that Trebby.
Yeah.
Can knock it. There
There
she
it
is,
is.
Teddy.
And the
a
multicast.
My boy, Teddy. The luckiest Artifact player in the world. Richard's own son, Teddy. Yikes. And even opening up room because of that duel to kill Legion as well. Big yikes there.
If you are Stormlike right now,
You just quit. I love you. I know that you're a strong boy. You want to keep going on this one, but for the love of all that is holy, go next, my friend. Oh. Okay.
you're thinking all I have to do is stall for 7 more turns, or top deck like 2 more trebuchets. I mean, he's got one in hand.
Oh no, he's got to funnel money into that beautiful Mercenary Exile right now before the Chain Frost comes out. You got to just put your money in that bad boy. You could put another Trebby down maybe, but you risk it. You're risking that. The Mercenaries.
No, I mean, I think you might need to play the trebuchet because the Lich is going to die, and the trebuchet is the more important thing here. All right, so he throws some health on the table, saying, okay, maybe these will soak, but
can still play Trebby.
With the luck that Teddy's had, there's no way this Chain Frost, if it comes down, doesn't kill Lich.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
right?
it kills everything. The Chain Frost.
You're going to start
procs.
with targeting Lich so that it's a guarantee.
Yeah. Teddy could just go for another copy, though. I don't know why. Teddy has shown himself to be an insane person. So, yeah, he could just go for it. No?
All right, so there is the Chain Frost. Does not start with the Lich.
Please.
But it doesn't matter.
Teddy, not aiming for the Lich, does manage to take
Unknowingly
out.
stops the trebuchet play with that 1 mana left.
Wow. Teddy, you're a genius again. You gotta... Okay. I don't know what to tell you.
All right,
wow.
Horn comes down here.
Does not block the Mercenary, though. That will be a tower because of that. So the Mercenary leaders, the Mercenary gods, have survived.
What is happening?
I don't know. We have another Vester put on a unit
How
that
many
has
Horns
no...
and Vestures do we need to see? How many weird positions and sequencings do we need to see?
Buddy, I don't know what's going on anymore, but that was actually kind of clutch because now Tinker is available. Tinky Winky is able to take out one of those Horns of the Alpha with hip fire and laser the other one to make sure that we don't see damage here.
Yeah. And if there was a trebuchet in this lane, this tower would be going down to 10 health instead of 14.
That is correct. And that is huge.
And again, well, like we joke about it, but that is
literally
legitimately
huge.
A big deal.
What?
Or we're going to see a Chain Frost.
Oh, that is nice. That is oh, we're on way, baby. But we do still have laser. Actually, we could just can't hit fire anymore, actually, because of the mana. So you got a laser here. You have to laser. That is nice.
There's the laser.
You got to pop that Trebby while you can.
All right, trebuchet.
Although Bronze Legionnaire does kill the creep.
I mean, it does, but you want to save that as a blocker that you can play the following turn, I think.
Yep.
And again, yeah, there we go.
There we go.
So.
Can I tell you a little joke here? No!
Oh!
God! The wind conditions, they're getting smaller every second.
And that's why playing the trebuchet is so important earlier, because you would have got 2 damage out of it. But
do you remember when Storm had the level 1 Trebby and he chose to not play 1 until 5 mana? How's that feeling right now? Is that feeling good? Oh, and he eats his own boy. Why?
Why? I mean,
2 card draws. What more do you need? Teddy, what more do you want from this? Finally, it goes down.
To answer your question, I don't know. I don't know. I'm done even trying. Congratulations. The analysis has went out the window.
Teddy, what are you?
I know that this is the last series of the day, but
the time has come to ask the question, is Teddy just the biggest troll in the world, or what is happening?
So we have Troll Teddy Ruxpin going off against Stormlike, who has both Lodestone Demolitions in hand.
Ready to go.
Nothing.
Woo!
But we need them to get played so we can see what the animation is.
Bruh. Just play one, I beg you. Okay, we have 3 heroes coming out. Check out that first lane. Of course, we do have 6, count them, 6 armor on this bad boy. At any cost again. That is finally going to be that tower. Will Bounty Hunter, actually Janata here. Oh, he is blocked. Again, these 2 creeps are doing work, buddy.
Yeah.
Chain Frost, though, that's going to close now. So it's finally over. Thank you.
That's assuming Chain Frost gets played.
Chain Frost.
That's the sort of decision based in logic.
And there it
and
is.
reason.
Thank you so much for an exhilarating game. And now
All right,
we
so
are down to game 3.
Teddy has tied it up 1-1. Technically 1-1-1 because we've also had a tie this series.
Teddy! Teddy won't go out without a fight.
Yeah. So now we're going to see that red-black deck face off against blue. So those lodestone demolitions will be very effective.
Mm-hmm. When will a man's luck run out? Will Teddy continue his pact with Satan and continue upon this dark road? Will we ever see a lodestone?
Listen, Teddy,
it's time to find out.
Teddy is probably going to pull this out, and then we're going to get to see him later on in the bracket, and it would make me incredibly happy.
But we don't get to see the lodestone. It's our last chance.
All right, Stormlike has an opening of Trebuchet. Did he learn his lesson?
No, he does not have a black hero still. He's going to draw something else and not play that Trebby. God, if he just played that Trebby first, if he just did it, we would have been so close. But we continue.
You know, there is something that I want to point out here. And you mentioned a good point. There is no black hero by Stormlike. So these opening trebuchets are basically dead cards until at least the second round.
Mm-hmm.
In many ways, they might as well just cost 4 mana.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But another thing I want to point out is the deploy order. Stormlike is bucking the trend and actually plays Tinker in the second round and saves Lich for the end. How do you feel about that?
I don't like that either, because Laser comes off, I believe, 1 more round after the last deployment.
Yeah.
So if you put down Tinker and he dies, you miss a Laser round. Am I wrong?
Well, no, if he dies the round he comes down, then by the time he redeploys, it's actually back up. But like, why would you play a hero your second round hoping that he dies?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
But
I would personally like to see how this deck would perform if instead of Legion Commander on the flop, it was Lich.
Yes.
And then you have Legion Commander coming on the second round and Tinker in the final round.
Because it sounds like we're memeing, but if you actually start this hand with 3 level 1 trebuchets, that is so significant in the long scheme of things. That is insane to give up that opportunity.
I mean, the thing is that Trebuchet is just kind of a tickle, right? So the faster you can play it, the more value you get out of it.
All right. I mean, that's 6 damage every round. That's nuts. Guaranteed. But we're not seeing that here today. So let's stop harping on it. We'll see what happens here.
All right.
Gotta move on. And looking pretty good for Storm, though. A lot of people are dying. A lot of money is being made.
I mean, so far, so good. However, Teddy already has at least 1 Annihilation in hand, along with a Mystic Flare if they want to not use that as well. They also have a Sanctum available, so going to fall behind a little bit in the early game, but that's what blue does. The tools exist to start stabilizing if they get to mana turn 6.
So, Agnum Sanctum Foresight. Actually going to put that Agnum Sanctum in the first lane. Interesting choice there.
Yeah, I mean, you're delaying the draw from the Foresight, but you know, time and time again, we've talked about how blue wants to take control of that first lane. It's also the lane where Canna is, so you know you're going to get 2 melee creeps there this time around as well. So, snaps that Luna into that lane.
That lane is already getting pretty beefy. I kind of miss Omni Knight now.
Yeah.
That would be real nice.
Remember that time we made fun of Omni Knight and then it stalled really well against a Canna?
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Not making fun of it now. That's a lot of red X's.
That is a lot of red X's.
Ooh, and a very nice Smasher defense draw right there. I think you let him play a spell and then smash with the hopes that he gets one back, potentially, but that's actually a very nice Prey on the Weak in this lane. Holy shit. Look at that Prey on the Weak, buddy.
I like this duel. Gets the Luna off the board. Luna's one of those heroes that the more you keep her off the board, the better you are, because it means the eclipses are going to have less and less charges, right? You delay their effectiveness. This is a big prey on the weak.
Dude, imagine if he did not get that smash to the defensive. That'd be a refresh onto another prey on the weak.
Yeah.
That would have been insane. 30 damage.
That would have been a Teddy special in terms of luck.
The Teddy special, although already looking pretty good with that right there. And, yeah, not too many options in this one.
Yeah, the prey on the weak, significantly less attractive here. Could opt for an Ignite if you really wanted to set that up. Otherwise, I expect to see Foresight played. You already have Initiative, so there's no reason to Arcane Assault if you were looking to play that as your only card. So, choices again, either Ignite somewhere else or Foresight.
You have brought this on yourself.
And opting for the Ignite.
I could see that. Will we see the Trebbies finally go down and get that value? Or are we going to play the Bronze Legionnaire
Bronze
and then
Legionnaire
just not play it at all? He can still play it. There's literally no reason not to play it.
I'm not impressed by
Yeah, but again, that's a decision grounded in logic and reason.
Let's go, Storm. Let's hit that button.
Slacks. It's not gonna happen.
But why? But why? You had the mana. You got to keep initiative, I guess. He just wants to keep this initiative for something.
All right, so the Ignite sets up the prey on the weak here to try to soak. It's going to clear out these creeps because after the zap from Zeus, the dogs will have enough damage to clear them out.
And Teddy, not really looking. He's looking very good in that first lane. But besides that, he's got a little bit of work to do.
Well,
these towers are not really receiving anything.
I mean, the good news is that while he is behind in the second lane, Axe is doing Axe things and not really hitting that tower in the third lane.
Yeah.
So plenty of time to still stall, set up future plays there, and Trebuchet still not ticking away anywhere, so... Yeah.
I'm so angry. I'm so angry. He had one
Tell
mana.
me how you really feel.
How could he not play the Trebuchet? I'm so upset.
Maybe there was some desire for a strong initiative play.
What was that initiative play? I guess he just went over and he killed Kana. So, you know, I got to trust in the pros. He killed Kana. Great initiative play. What a god. Can't use the Trebuchet. He's got to do it. I just want to see him so bad, buddy. I'm blinded by it. I really am.
I mean, it's easy to get tunnel vision on a powerful card like Trebuchet, right? It's just like Time of Triumph. If you have one and you can play it, then you want to play it. And interesting that the Trebuchet goes on the lane that you were likely going to take already. I think this is a bit of insurance if you fear Annihilation. Because this turret's already down to 17, now 15, and properly read because there is the Annihilation.
Very nice work there, okay? I'm no longer upset. I'm actually very happy. Thank you, Storm. So we're moving on right along here. We can smash yet again, which seems nice, but that Berserker's Call is also calling to me as well. I'm going to go ahead and put down the stop on the blue. Can't Berserker's Call anymore.
I suspect that smash is going to get held on to. Being able to interrupt Aghanim Sanctums is important. And, you know, we've seen that be very, very effective in the past. So I think that we're going to get a pass from Stormlike if it comes back. Because the Berserker's Call is not... I mean, if you want to get rid of the Zeus, I suppose you could use a Berserker's Call, but...
Got to make sure that... I mean, he does say that he doesn't have any items either, but he could have something to make sure that Berserker's Call doesn't land and get that kill, so I'm sure he's waiting to see if that mana gets used. The mana is not used. Time to make a choice. He's actually going to smash.
And, yeah, all right. No saving it for the Sanctum.
Well, you know, card draw is important, too. What can you say? More cards, more choices. So with 7 mana around, actually drawing that Chain Frost is pretty cool. Now he's able to gain that initiative. He does only have 1 black card up, but with some luck here, that Chain Frost might be able to eliminate the Luna.
This is a matchup where Chain Frost shines, right? These blue heroes, no armor, typically not a lot of health. So if they... And there's a third one. Hooray! That is good. Good for Stormlike. But yeah, the blue heroes typically not very resilient, so you can oftentimes get a lot of value out of a Chain Frost. And you have to imagine that that's what we're going to see.
It could. That Chain Frost could go the wrong way, though, and Luna could still live, although...
Yeah, but even if Luna lives, you're taking out these dogs and delaying your turret from going down.
Go back! Go back!
Outwitted and outgunned.
Ooh, that is unlucky, but we all know Teddy. That's definitely going to be the way that it slides for our boy Teddy. And the Deki Meki Mall going out here.
Interesting.
Yeah, typically you want to play that as a gotcha, so you know, take out one of those big Agnum Sanctums, but we're going to go ahead and skip that twice now.
Meanwhile, that Luna equipped a Blink Dagger strictly for damage. It wasn't enough to take out the tower, but got it down to 1.
Thunder God's Wrath here most likely going to be playing, or do you want to save that for when all the creeps come, all the heroes come back? Yeah, you do. Doesn't even kill the Tinker. What am I thinking?
Yeah, saving it for when the heroes come back is a good conservative, safe play. Now, you're really missing that Sanctum in the first lane because, yes, it's locked, but because of the way lock works, it's going to become unlocked next round, and then you would have had a double Thunder God's Wrath play potentially.
Really like Teddy's play there, just kind of using all the compels because he knows they're going to get locked now, but then they'll be ready to go next round. So I think that was a pretty neat play there. I like that one a lot. It still has one more compel to see if he really wants to clean house with it.
And he does.
Yeah, so
just using them all. We might even see an Arcane Assault here to take initiative back.
That would be nice.
We'll see.
Skipping again. The Zeus could be dead already if he used Berserker's Call last time, but just going to see what happens here.
Tough call. Teddy weighing the options here. It says, no, I want to wait. I want to use this Arcane Assault when I really need initiative.
So keeping that initiative, sometimes you see people too worried about initiative, I would say, but this time seems like it is really important. We do have another Chain Frost, and that is going to absolutely clean up that first lane, preventing lethal, which is a pretty gosh darn big deal. Not only that, you get to play Chain Frost in lane 1, and then Chain Frost in lane 2 with all those Chain Frosts. That's pretty hype.
That is a pretty big deal. Again, Chain Frost very powerful against the blue decks, but keeping that first lane alive at 1 health. You know, we've said it a few times, right? Every bit of point or every bit of damage, every bit of health matters.
Yep.
We've seen people stabilize at 1 health before. Stormlike has the tools and is likely going to do that here, while also pushing to take that first lane.
Actually, very lucky, I would have to say, to get all 3 of those Chain Frosts, because this is a very important moment in this match. 8 mana. He's going to push all these heroes out until 10 mana. Give himself a lot of time to do some stuff. Do you play the Chain Frost right here?
I mean, I think you do. You've got 1 to spare, and you also picked up a Spring the Trap.
Let's see Sniper do better.
Beautiful. Easy hit on that tower, doing some massive damage here. You also get to Chain Frost now, clearing this bad boy out as well, doing even more damage.
With Luna not being able to come back next turn, the only thing that will save that first lane from going down would be melee creep spawns.
Okay.
This Berserker's Call also sends 2 blue heroes back to the fountain. So this going to go down.
And you TP out the Lich here, right?
You could TP out the Lich, or you could just blink it because it's already got the dagger.
Sure. And then you could blink. You could TP out Axe. Good point.
Yeah.
And then you just win the game. That's it. Do we have any answer?
Going even a step further, this Axe, before you TP it could play Spring the Trap as well.
Wow.
I do not see. Oh, interesting. They went in that direction. But I do not see an answer from Teddy here.
Yeah, I think this might just be it, my friend. That is way too much damage in that first lane with a Spring the Trap. We do still have a TP to send somebody home as well. Got a lot of options here, though. You could Annihilation just to make sure that this doesn't happen. Or Eclipse, of course.
Could Annihilation, opts to go with the Eclipse, but doesn't get either of the heroes.
An interesting choice. Could have Annihilated there and try to do something.
We might actually, instead of seeing Spring the Trap, just see another Chain Frost. That Canna takes 5 damage because of the negative armor per hit from the Chain Frost. So,
but Spring the Trap would
Yeah, Spring the Trap is
literally
the
win
safe.
the game.
Yeah, it's-
That would just be over. But yeah, we'll see what Storm wants to do here. Teddy.
Keep in mind, when I say things like we could see, I'm not saying this is the play.
I'm not saying
I'm
that's
saying-
what they should do.
Yeah, I'm saying we could see it. And given the
we
way the
see
series has
nothing.
went, yeah, exactly. Given the way the series has went, nothing shocks me.
Well, I guess he does have initiative now against no one.
Yeah, against no heroes.
That is very strong. Completely knocking it out, and that is just going to be a straight-up victory. Our boy Teddy, the luck has run out.
Unfortunately for Teddy.
Teddy, no. Our
This
boy
is
Teddy.
going to be it. And that means Lodestone Demolition.
Please. It's still here. We still have a chance, baby.
Yeah,
All right.
moving on.
One of the most exhilarating matches, series of Artifact I have ever seen. The highs, the lows, the
The highs
everything
and
in
lows
between.
is a good way to put it.
Charmer, I want to hear your thoughts before we send it back to the panel. How did you feel?
It's hard to describe because there was an awful lot there that I didn't necessarily understand. But congratulations to Stormlike. You are moving on to the bracket. I'm sorry, Teddy. You are our favorites in our hearts, but you will not be moving on.
F to Teddy. Shout out to my boy, Teddy Rumskins. And we're over back to the panel. What'd you guys think?